About how we look after and protect our country. And it's very, very sad, I guess, in a way, that someone is taking my tongue away from me, like it's happened before. That's why I'm speaking to you in English, right? Because my language was taken away, my voice was taken away, my right was taken away. But am I human? If you understand me, I'm speaking the same language, right? We can't stand for this no more. We were all born with tongues, right? Our mothers gave us a language, right? And we're talking about mother now. She's singing out and asking for us all. So I say to these wise fellows, they're supposed to be wise, isn't it, Parliament book? Start thinking about your reaction to inaction for the second generations that come, carrying the 7 generations behind. This can't go on no more. The squares, they're going to change into circles. The spirit of humanity. So I'm here carrying my mother's blood through me, and her grandmothers before her. That's the legacy. Back to the mother. Back to the true language. Back to the voice. And yes, that word protest, well, I've been protesting since 1836. And I don't want anyone to silence my voice. Whatever I'm going to say. So, we stand here together, all generations, united for the spirit of our humanity. So, let's stand together for this. Because if we lose our tongues, we might go back into the caves and start all over again. And we don't want that. We don't have time for that. So I bring to all my family, to this country, my country. I didn't really have a choice, but here now. So I've got cultural obligations here for us. Like I have, first one, the country, second one, the kin. So you're my people, man. Yeah, that's right. Family, isn't it? So, I'm here for you, our country's here for you. So keep your tongue not inside your head. Keep it moving. And spread that word for all of us, for the mother, because we only got one. And she's looking for us all now. And that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you. Civil and political movements for our human rights. They're an affront to workers. They're an affront to women. They're an affront to LGBTI people. They're an affront to First Nations people. They're an affront to all of us who've worked together to achieve social and political reforms. And these laws will not survive the test of time. We're going to do everything we can to ensure they're ripped up in the Parliament today, but strength to your arm in the work that you're doing. Peaceful protest is so very important in our democracy. It's one of the things that sets us apart from so many people around the world. And you know, whilst the Parliament makes the laws, it's the community that holds the power. Solidarity.
Vice President.
Hello everybody, what a wonderful turnout we have here today and for an amazing cause. I begin by acknowledging and paying respects to the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today. We acknowledge their enduring connection to the land, sea and community. Today we stand united under a common cause, and this is to protect our protest and to address the real threat against our fundamental democratic freedoms. Just last year, South Australia saw the swift enactment of sweeping legislation, which was introduced and passed with alarming haste, and we wonder why. This legislation threatens severe penalties for actions as simple as obstructing free passage of a public place, with fines up to $50,000 and jail terms that could profoundly impact any South Australian. In not just about where you stand or what you chant, it's about being penalised for simply choosing to speak out. The laws are vague, broad, and dangerously open to interpretation. They are designed not just to silence and intimidate protesters or social advocacies, but to set a precedent that could extend to any group or individual who might one day find themselves at odds with the government's narrative or corporate's interests. This is not a hallmark of a democratic society. It is a strategy to suppress, to stifle dissent, and to control the narrative by the threat of persecution. This encroachment on our rights is not isolated to Australia or just to citizen advocates, because first they came for the publishers, the journalists, the whistleblowers. Just this week, we saw the imprisonment of military whistleblower David McBride. The only person to be tried in regards to war crimes in Afghanistan, and he was the whistleblower. He stood up to tell all of us what was going on, and he's the one now sitting in jail. This Monday, the 20th of May, at the Royal Courts of Justice in London, an Australian publisher, one of us, Mr. Julian Assange, will once again fight off the threat of extradition to the US for exposing US war crimes. An Australian publisher who has spent 15 years of persecution for exposing truthful information about US war crimes. Assange's ongoing legal battle and looming threat of extradition underscores the very dangers we gather to speak against today. Where governments stretch their powers to not only silence a journalist, but also to intimidate others who dare follow in their footsteps. As we confront these local troubling laws, we must also recognise the broader climate of control that has emerged, especially in the post-COVID era. The pattern is clear. The silencing of voices like Julian Assange, David McBride, Richard Boyle are only symptoms of a larger disease. It reflects a disturbing trend where infiltrated governments for corporate interests seek not only to punish, but to preemptively silence. Preemptively silence. This is what these laws are about. Through harsh laws and societal pressures, they punish individuals towards self-censorship, shrinking the space for critical discourse and public engagement, thereby isolating and excluding people with different or opposing views. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a legislative prison being built around us, designed to make us conform to a single narrative and suppress any dissent. We will not stop protests. We will stick up. If left unchecked, it will be no matter what your values you cherish or what rights you wish to defend. Whether it's free speech, human rights, climate justice, the genocide in Palestine, housing issues, the cost of living, or queer justice, you risk being shut down, silenced, fined, or even incarcerated. This is why Amnesty International is launching a global campaign to protect the right to protest. It's time to confront these unprecedented worldwide threats head on. We stand with those targeted by repressive governments and support the social movement pushing for change across the globe. Ask yourself, do we live in a state with a repressive, draconian government? Yes. If you answer yes, then you must take action. Today I call upon each and every one of you to raise your voice. We must advocate and repel these oppressive laws and reinstate our rights to speak, protest and advocate freely without fear or favour. Depends on our ability to engage, to disagree, debate, question, and to demand accountability from our representatives. Politicians work for us. Something many of them have forgotten. They are not celebrities. They are public servants. Let us remind our public servants that free speech matters. Protest is not a privilege. It is a fundamental right of a healthy, democratic environment. It's time we reclaim that right. We demand the reversal of this legislation immediately. Thank you very much. Thank you. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that.
In this world of so many wrongs, protest is not only a right, it is